Hey everyone, thank you so much for popping on here. I'm super duper excited for this another version of Thrive Experiences. And so if you guys haven't known or haven't been popping on the YouTube channel, my name is Rob Culpa. I love my vitamins and I love my vitamins so much that I invite other people onto this channel just to be able to share their experience as well with you. So first and foremost, I would like to introduce myself. Being Rob Culpa and being from southeastern Wisconsin, I spent a lot of time the last couple of years working and developing my video store. And luckily, about 3 years ago, Thrive found me. Before Thrive, though, I can tell you I was not the most pleasant person to be around. Unfortunately, I basically was fighting my way through 60 hours a week at the video store. And doing that, obviously, like most people in our society, I was drinking energy drinks, I was drinking coffee, I was doing anything I could to make it through the day, not knowing that something as simple as some premium nutrition could do everything for me without all the negative sides to it. So I am super excited to share a little bit about what Thrive is and kind of how it helped me, and then bring my friends Nikki and Melissa on here to also explain their Thrive experience and how it's been helping them. Because what's great about this is it doesn't do the same thing for everyone. Basically, by getting premium nutrition into your body, you're going to act and feel like you're 10 years younger. You're going to do the things that you've always wanted to do, but just never had the energy or the drive to do it. And it's simply by taking 3 steps right away in the morning. So, what the Thrive experience is, when you're seeing people sharing, they got their little DFT on the sticker and things like that, and you're like, what is going on? What it is 3 steps you do right away in the first 20 minutes of your morning. You take 2 capsules as soon as you wake up on an empty stomach. And that's going to start, that's like your morning jumper cables. That's going to start getting you moving a little bit. It's going to get that vitamins, the nutrition into your body at the most efficient way. 20 to 30 minutes later, you're going to drink your lifestyle mix. Now, that's not meant to be some sort of meal replacement. This is not designed to be some sort of weight loss program. This is truly designed to just get the nutrition into your body and fill the nutritional gaps that you're missing out on a regular diet. I mean, we're always all so busy. Do you have time to spend hours preparing your meals, preparing your food, and really getting all of the nutrition that you need from your diet? I know I don't. And that's why I'm super happy that this found me. And then after you drink your lifestyle mix, you're going to slap on your DFT. Now, this isn't just a cool little sticker that you wear. This is actually health and wellness technology. So this is allowing my body to absorb nutrition throughout the day, little by little. So I don't have to take a bunch of other shakes, I have to take a bunch of other capsules. I don't have to do anything else except for simply drink water, eat healthy, and go about my day. And what's great is that it replaces all of those energy drinks I was drinking. It replaces all the junk food because it really just helps your body get all the things that it needs. So for me personally, I was a small business owner. I just sold my business last year, but for 9 years, I had a video store, you all. Yes, like a Blockbuster, but it was my own personal family-owned video store. And being there 60 hours a week, it really takes a toll on you. Not only are you dealing with the stresses of being a small business owner, you're also trying to do all of the hours there. You're dealing with customers, you're doing all of that stuff. And I still had a wife to take care of and hang out with when I got home. It was not easy. And so I was drinking 3 to 4 energy drinks a day. And obviously, that's not very good for you. There's a high sugar content. Who knows what chemicals are in there? And there's extreme amounts of caffeine when you're drinking that many energy drinks. So, luckily, about 3 years ago, my wife was introduced to the Thrive experience. And so I said, you know what, honey, I think that's awesome. I'm really excited for you. She's a very busy woman. So I knew that it would be something that would hopefully help her. But after seeing her on it for a few days, I said, I think I might give that a shot. But I wasn't going to let her know that. I was just sitting back and watching. And then one day she was just like, Rob, I think you should really try this. And I said, yeah, I don't think it's going to be for me. She goes, give it a few days and see what happens. So I said, okay, happy wife, happy life. You do not argue with her. So I figured I'd give it a shot. And honestly, the first day, I took my 3 steps. I took those capsules as soon as I woke up. I drank the shake mix, which I was actually really surprised how good it tasted. For being a powdered shake mix and blending in water, I could not believe that it was not gritty. It was not like thick. It was just really good. And then I slapped on my DFT and I went about my day. And she said, try not to drink any energy drinks. I want you to give this a fair shot. And so that's what I did. I drank water and I took those capsules. I did my 3 steps right away in the morning. And honestly, the first day, I didn't really notice much, but I didn't fall asleep. And I thought for sure I would fall asleep standing up without all of that extra caffeine. So I said, you know what? I'll keep going with this a little bit. By my 3rd day, I noticed a little bit more. I noticed that I actually had some extra energy. I noticed that I had a little bit of focus. Plus, I still wasn't drinking any energy drinks, so I knew that it had to be something going on. But it was around my 10th day is when I truly realized that this was something awesome. Not only was I not drinking the energy drinks, I had a little bit more energy and I had a little bit more focus, but that energy was like like childhood energy. That energy was like energy that was coming from places I didn't even know that existed. I was cleaning the shelves at the video store, dusting the shelves, doing all sorts of stuff that I normally would put off for the next day or maybe just wait, and have somebody else do it who was working or something like that. And I was actually doing that stuff. Plus, I had this like level of focus and this just extreme excitement for life. I just felt a lot happier. I felt like I was uplifted, but now I know that it was simply just getting premium nutrition into my body that was helping out. But the effects weren't even just during the day. I was actually sleeping better at night. I was sleeping through the night, but that's because I was burning off all of that energy during the day. That when I would lay down to get some rest, I would actually get some rest. And so it's blown me away ever since then. And to this day, one of the coolest things about my vitamins, because that's what it is, it's just simply a nutrition product, it's vitamins, is giving me more and more confidence. And so I used to be a lot more like shy and reserved, and I'm way more excited. I'll just meet people, I'll just talk to people, I'll just be open and honest about my story. And all of that I can really attribute to these 3 simple steps. But for me personally, it's been a whole roller coaster ride. It's been really awesome and really amazing. And I could go on and on about this story, but I'd really like to bring my friend Nikki on here to have her share a little bit about her story. Her story is very unique and very awesome. So Nikki, if you go ahead and unmute your video and your audio, I'd love to have you pop on here and just kind of share a little bit about your story.
Thanks, Rob. All right, I am Nikki Davis. I am from Central Wisconsin. I am a combat veteran. I'm a mom of 3. I'm a wife. And before Thrive, I was a very, very miserable person. I was not fun to be around. Nobody wanted to be around me. My kids, my husband. We weren't married at the time. My friends didn't really have any. I had acquaintances, not friends, because I was such a negative person that people didn't really want to associate with me. I was in Iraq in 2003 and 2004. So being in the service definitely took a physical, mental, and emotional toll on my body. My body hurt all the time, everywhere, certain places more than others. I dealt with generalized headaches. Sometimes my headaches would be to the point where I would kick my husband and my kids out of the house because I couldn't stand the sight and sound of them. And I pretty much lived on my couch. I didn't have the energy and I couldn't handle the discomforts in my knees enough to actually walk up the 16 stairs in our house because it was just too much for me. I didn't do hardly anything. So my sister-in-law, she's my best friend. She's like, hey, Nikki, let's go to this thing. I'm picking you up. I'm going to take you. And I'm just like, I don't want to go anywhere. I don't like leaving my house. That means I have to shower and I have to actually walk up the stairs to get to the shower and I have to get dressed and I have to do my hair and I have to do my makeup. And that's way too much energy for me to exert in one day. And so she's like, well, I'm picking you up. You don't have a choice. So she picked me up. I had a bottle of Mountain Dew in my hand, which I usually didn't drink Mountain Dew. Usually I would stick to my my choices were 3 pots of coffee before noon, a couple energy drinks in the afternoon, and a 1 liter of soda for bed. That was my caffeine intake in a day. But my husband drank Mountain Dew, and so we didn't have any soda in the house, and I had a really bad headache, and so I grabbed the soda bottle and walked out the door. And I heard these amazing stories about Thrive and what it would do for people, and I'm like, oh, that can help my husband, that can help my mom, that can help my dad, but nothing's gonna help me because I'm a stubborn, set in my ways veteran, and I'm just gonna be miserable the rest of my life. But I walked away with a sample, and I held on to it for a week going, there's no point in me trying this because I'm not going to be able to afford it. I don't have 2 friends to refer because I don't have any friends because I'm such a crabby person. So I waited for a week, and then I finally just kind of gave in and started on a Monday. And I woke up, I took my 3 steps. Super easy to do, and I am not someone to stick to a routine. If I don't have it written down, I'm not going to stick to it. I can't. I have many, many squirrel moments. So did the 3 steps. It was super easy. Got the kids off to school, and when I got back home, I didn't sit down and take a nap like I usually did. I actually started cleaning, and I wasn't like, holy cow, I'm going to run a marathon and, run to the moon. It was just, hey, I'm going to go do the dishes real quick. And then it was, hey, dishes are done, I'm going to vacuum. Oh, hey, I'm going to go throw in a load of laundry. Next thing I knew, I was deep cleaning my house come mid-afternoon, and I felt amazing, and I didn't have any caffeine, which completely blew my mind because I had to have my caffeine. So I actually called up my mom and dad that night, and I said, hey, I do some stuff for you. I know you guys are always there for me, and I do a lot for you guys as well. Would you do me a favor and try this Thrive stuff? Just try it. If you don't like it, I'll never bother you about it again, but just give it a month and see if you like it or not. So my mom's like, of course we will, darling. And it was the end of October. So being the fact that I referred 2 friends, I got my product for free the beginning of November. The 2nd of November, I had enough credits in my account just for referring 2 people to get my product for free. And that was huge because I was in no financial state to be able to afford my Thrive. So that was huge for me. Day 7, my husband goes to me, Nick, I don't know how to take you anymore. You are singing while you're cleaning the house. You haven't kicked the kids and I out of the house in 7 days. You're smiling again. You're doing your hair and your makeup and dressing nicely instead of in your pajamas every single day. He goes, what is with you? I said, I think this Thrive stuff's working, but we'll just see how long it takes for it to stop, because everything works for a little bit and then it just stops. That's everything I had tried in the past just stopped working at one point in time. And so I was like, we'll see how long it takes. Well, by day 10, I was actually sleeping through the night, which is something I hadn't done since before I was in Iraq, which was huge because 12 years of sleeping 2 non-consecutive hours a night definitely takes a toll on you. And I slept through the night and I couldn't believe it. I got out of bed dancing just because it was like, holy cow, wait a second, my alarm's going off and I didn't wake up 20 times and I feel good. I feel rested for the first time in, I don't even remember how long. It was phenomenal. So I told my husband, I'm going to continue to take this Thrive stuff until it stops working, and then I'm going to be done. Well, here we are. I'm down over 100 pounds, and I am thriving for about 2.5 years, and I am still waiting for it not to work for me. It's my jumper cables in the morning. I'm not a morning person. It gets me up, it gets me going, and it gets me through my day. It shows up for me when I don't want to show up for myself. I have my self-esteem back. Actually, no, I have self-esteem for the first time in my life because I never really had self-esteem. I like who I see in the mirror finally. And I am just the person I always wanted to be and dreamt of being, but didn't know really existed. I get to be the yes mom. My kids love to be around me. My husband and I get along phenomenally and rarely fight or argue. And it's just made me such a better person that I now have this family of affiliation around me, of friends, of colleagues that love to be around me where I never had that before. It's truly taken me from that deep, dark hole that I was ready to bury myself into to bringing me out into the light, and everything is just so wonderful and I feel amazing. every single day, and it's truly, truly saved my life. So before I keep rambling, thank you so much, Rob, for having me on. I greatly appreciate it. And y'all, if you have not experienced Thrive, I'm telling you, you have everything to gain and nothing to lose except for some negativity, some bad sleep, and honestly, not much else. Thanks again, Rob.
Thanks, Nikki. And yes, it's so dang true, you all. Sometimes I do kind of spend, like, I'll wake up in the morning, I'll be like, you know what? I think today is the day it's not going to work. And I'm personally about 3 years and 2 months into my Thrive experience, and I'm still amazed every single day that it works. It works, you all. And it's not like your typical Flintstone vitamins. It's not just like the stuff you're going to buy in the store because of the quality. It's kind of like you can go out and you can buy cheap toilet paper, or you can go out and spend a couple of bucks more and you can get good toilet paper. And we all know what happens when you use cheap toilet paper. And that's what happens when you use cheap vitamins. You're not going to get much out of it. But when you get high quality premium nutrition, like what Thrive Experience really does provide for you, you see all sorts of amazing benefits. So you've heard from me, you've heard from Nikki. Now let me have my friend Melissa pop on here and tell you a little bit about her story as well, because it's going to be awesome. I have not even personally heard her story, so I am really excited to hear more about it.
Hey, thanks for having me on. So, hey, you guys, I'm Melissa Easley. I'm in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, originally from Central Illinois. And 4 years ago, I was a tired, cranky, overweight mama. I work in healthcare. I'm a full-time healthcare worker. At the time Thrive came to me, I was working third shift as a CNA and trying to build a business during the day. I'm also a medical massage therapist, so double certification. I also work on both sides of healthcare, so I get to see the conventional and the holistic sides, what happens when you put good nutrition into your body and you do things that work with your body instead of against your body. At the time, I was pushing about 220 pounds, and I'm just going to stand up for a second so you guys can see me now. I'm still working on that last, 10, 15, 20 pounds that just never seems to go away after you have babies. I'm a mom of 3 crazy kiddos. They are 8, 9, and 5. And at the time, my youngest was almost 2. He was between 1 and 2. And I had gained all this weight with my last couple of pregnancies. I'd had some complications. My hormones were just really out of whack. I wasn't sleeping. I was working third shift, which I just never got used to. I'm taking all care of all these people and my husband, and we have 6 children together, 3 older kids on his side. And what was I doing to myself? I was just doing all these horrible things. Oh, and I finished my bachelor's in that time frame. So that's a lot of stress. I was existing on like 45-minute naps. I had these babies. My kids are really close together. And I'll be honest with you guys, I've been watching a relative of mine who'd been contacting me via text, via Facebook Messenger, talking to me about this new thing that she was doing. She tried a little bit of everything, always the next best fitness program. And we were raised on vitamins. Our mom raised us really good. We had a garden growing up. I grew up in the country. And so I knew what good nutrition was. I knew how you were supposed to eat. I took a multivitamin every day. I thought that I was getting what I was supposed to be getting. And I literally ignored this person, my family member, for about 7 weeks. I was like, oh, eye roll. It's the next best thing that they're doing. It's just a fad. This person came to me one day, literally slammed the Thrive experience down on me, a 3-day mini trial in front of me, and said, I know your issues. I have a lot of the same ones. I see you. You need to do this for yourself. You deserve it. And I thought, oh, this must be, the real thing. So I researched it to death, you guys. I work in healthcare. I work in nursing. I talk to doctors all the time. We work kind of on the end of we're caregivers, but there's we treat by symptoms and medications, but I was raised on the holistic end. So we never went to the doctor unless it was like time to get your shots for kindergarten, or, you know, your physical for school or whatever. So I had both of those worlds working on me. And so I did all the research, and I'm here to tell you guys, this is where your fads come to die. So your chain letters and Facebook Messenger and all those other things, I'm like the last person that does things because I want to research it for myself. I want to pick it apart. I want to find something wrong with it. I want to break it down and figure out, is this really good for me? But I knew I wasn't feeling good. And I'll be really honest with you, I did not know how bad that I was until I was feeling better. And I was fortunate enough to be what we refer to as a day one thriver. I decided to start that sample a couple days later on a Monday. I don't know why we start things on Monday, but that's what we do. So I got up, I took one capsule, and within like 15, 20 minutes, this sounds cliche, you guys, but it felt like somebody had turned my lights on for the first time in the longest time. And I was like, okay, you know, I did a little workout. I took care of the kids. I kept mopping the kitchen floor, did stuff like that, just like Nikki said. And as the day went on, because 20 minutes later, I took my lifestyle mix and then I put on my DFT, and I thought, I feel pretty good. And like I said, I was existing on like 45-minute naps at that time, because when you work in healthcare and you're working third shift and you've got these babies, you're juggling everybody. You don't know what's going on. You're on autopilot. You eat whenever. And so you're eating like at the oddest times of the day. You're taking a nap wherever you can get one in. And I didn't do it that day. And the weird part about it was when I went to bed that night, I was relaxed and I slept. And so I called this person the next day and I'm like, what is in this stuff? And I mean, like, I'd read the research, I looked at the back, and it's all plant-based, all natural. It's either your body produces it or you get it from the things that you take in. And like Rob said, we know from working in healthcare, we don't break down the stuff in our foods because our food isn't that good of quality anymore, you guys. They do weird stuff to it. Our cows aren't out roaming the pastures anymore. They're cooped up in a building. Your chickens aren't roaming in the yard. You know, unless you got like your own farm or something out in the middle of nowhere, and awesome for you. But most of us, we're not breaking down and taking in all that good nutrition. And I know that I wasn't eating right because it was like fried food at 2 a.m. Who's running to Casey's? Who's getting me a big gulp? You know, bring me 2 of them because I'm going to need that extra sugar, that extra caffeine. I just packed on the pounds. So I slept that night and I was like terrified of, what was this stuff? I had all this energy and I slept. I couldn't figure that out. So this went on for a couple of days. And after a couple of days, I knew, okay, there is something to this. And we were poor. We have all these kids. We have 6 kids together. My husband, because of child support and his situation, is not able, unfortunately, to help me very much. So you know, we take care of this other family. I'm responsible for taking care of my family. We're both working 2 jobs at least sometimes. And we just, you know, we're trying to make it work and just couldn't make it work. And so we're like bottom of the barrel poor. And I thought, I don't know what this stuff is, but I didn't realize how bad I was. And I wasn't seeing my people. I wasn't, you know, being with my family. I wasn't experiencing them. And I was going around work and smiling again and, you know, singing at, you know, 1 o'clock in the morning, let's do a bed change. And, you know, who gets excited about that stuff? So my coworkers actually, you know, they were like, hey, what are you doing? You know, like, because we would drink just pots of coffee on top of all these big gulps we were taking in. And because that's just what you do. And so I actually had a few friends that, thank God for our Refer To program, because they wanted to sign up with me right away. So I actually ordered by day 3. And by day 3, I knew that something was different about this. I'd had a multivitamin. This was not it. This was different. I felt it almost instantly. I knew it was bioavailable, which means it gets right in, it goes to work. You know, the DFT patch that has the nutrition for your joints and your appetite control, like that just goes right into your skin, into your bloodstream. And so everything is designed to synergistically work together. Like I said, I work in healthcare. I did all the research. And so I knew that each step was kind of setting up your body to do something else. And then the next step would take that and then do something with it. And then, the DFT finishes off. So I knew that somehow I had to keep Thrive in my life. And thankfully, with the Refer To program, I could feel better. I could be the mom that I wanted to be. And I could just improve my life. It improved my relationship. Josh was actually scared for a little bit because, like Nikki said, I was like wanting to go around, and like a week, 10 days into my Thrive experience, I was like, let's clean something, let's pot some flowers. And we were outside playing with the kids. And I mean, like, guys, I'm a 5'4" frame, and I was like pushing 220 pounds, and I'm rooting around in the dirt, building a little fort in the brush with my son. And he looked at me and he said, and he was probably like 4 at the time. So this is 4 years ago. So yeah, 5. So he was 5 at the time. And he looked at me and he was like, Mommy, why are you playing with me? And I said, what do you mean? And because you don't even think about it. You don't even think about what's happening to you. You don't even think about being a couch potato. And that's where you've lived for so long. Whenever you could get the chance, you weren't even living anymore. And he was like, don't you want to go lay down? How awful is that? How awful is that? That was really like, I had already ordered by then because I knew that I was feeling better. But when my family noticed how big of a change was happening to me, my coworkers probably spent most of their time with me. When I was home, I wasn't interacting with my family. And that was when my son said that to me. Sorry, I do it every time I share that part of my story. But that really broke my heart because I have these little babies and they're so precious and they need me. They need their mom. And I don't need to be cool mom because that's just never going to happen. But they need a fun mom. And, my husband needed a fun wife, and we need to be thriving together, literally as a family. So fast forward to today, we've moved across country a few times. I chased my dream job down. I am working both sides of healthcare. It's just awesome. Like, Josh started thriving with me after a couple weeks because he saw how good I was feeling. It changed the way we talk to each other. It changed our relationship. It gave us, my life is no less crazy, by the way. If anything, it's crazier now. But I have the energy and the mood support and cognitively, like today, for example, I had an IEP meeting with my daughter. I forgot about this morning. We forgot about the science fair project that's happening right now. So as soon as I get done talking to you guys, I'm going to do that. I taught a class today for triggered veterans. I work at the VA doing medical massage. I'm also a CNA. So I took care of all these people on a daily basis. I take care of anywhere from, if you include my family and my patients, 10 to 26 people, just depends on the day. And where is my time in all that? This is something I can do for me. I stopped waiting for somebody to come and save me, and I saved myself. I'm thriving for free. I've never felt better. I'll be 41, thank you, next month. And I love hearing the compliments about how I'm hiding my age well. And, my kids think I'm a fun mom now. And even when I'm yelling at them or disciplining them or like, put your shoes on for the 20th time, I'm able to process it and think about what I want to say and how I want it to come out. It's just exponentially changed my life, my personal relationships. I've lost, most of the weight. That's helped my body in so many ways. My hormones, all that stuff's balancing itself out. I met Nikki, and I can't wait to squeeze you in Texas, you guys, Nikki and Rob. I'm super excited. I have like all these supportive people that have a story just like mine, and we're all just normal people, and we're just happy customers sharing our experience. And if somebody has reached out to you about this, you guys, it's because we've been there, and it's so changed our lives, and you're not going to know until you experience it for yourself. And we don't want anything from you. We just want everything for you. And I could not be more grateful that Thrive came into my life. And thank you guys for having me on and letting me share my story. I can't wait to see you guys. I'm so excited.
Yeah, Texas is going to be so awesome, you all. I cannot wait to. And thank you so much, Melissa. I'm super excited. Thank you very much. And that's what it comes down to, you all, is it's true. It helps you become a yes mom. It helps you become a yes dad. I mean, you have kids. Like, we don't have one yet. Our kid's coming this summer. But I know, and that's why I love having parents on here and sharing their stories too, is because you can really see the excitement. You can see it in their eyes. You can see it in their smile, what it means to them to not just sit on the couch and watch their kids play, but get down on the floor and be able to play along with their kids. And that's what's so awesome. And what's going to happen is once you give it a shot and you're working with one of us, you're working with somebody who's truly sharing and caring about their Thrive experience and helping you get the most out of it, you can't help but tell other people. And as Nikki and Melissa both mentioned, we have an amazing referral program. And no, you don't have to become a promoter. You don't have to become a part of the company or anything like that. As a customer, you have a free referral link. You use that referral link when people ask you questions about it. You say, hey, go here, sign up for your free account, and I'm going to connect you to Rob. I'm going to connect you to Melissa. I'm going to connect you to Nikki. I'm going to have them help you understand more about what these products are. And if you have 2 people start thriving with you in 1 month, the next month you get your product for free, you all. Now take 2 people and try and bring them to your restaurant, your local restaurant, and have them both order food. And then you try to get your food for free. That ain't gonna happen. When you're on Facebook and you're seeing people sharing their favorite place or this place or that place, do you think they're getting anything out of that? No. But when you start feeling this good with these 3 steps, you will see some amazing stuff happening. And so you can't help but share with 2 friends. And when you have 2 friends thriving with you, you get your product for free. So that's what this is all about. You can't help but share with other people. And that's why I love doing this. So next Thursday, right here on my YouTube channel, make sure you click subscribe so you can see this, some of our motivation, some of our inspiration, and soon to be some of our Daddy and Me videos. You will be able to hear more stories next Thursday from 2 more people. I don't know who I'm going to have on here, but I guarantee you I'll find 2 excited thrivers to be able to pop on here as well. So thank you guys so much for jumping on. Thank you, Melissa and Nikki, for sharing your story. It's always so inspiring and so amazing for me to hear other people share their story as well, too. Love y'all. Have a good rest of your day.